Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Monster Train. This time on Monster Train, we are going to play as the Umbra with the Exiled Champion, which I've never played with in the Umbra, the Primordium. And for our secondary clan, the Allied clan, I'm going to choose the Hellhorned. We've never done this combination before, and I do get to choose whether I want to start with Torch or the Queen's Impling. And I don't know which one I want yet. Probably Torch, because the Umbra... Yeah, I'm going to start with Torch. So we're going to do the non-exiled version of the Hellhorned with the Umbra. We're at Covenant rank 10 again. I have played Covenant rank 10 once and lost, so let's try to win this time. Our random starting cards. The Molting Imp deals 5 damage to enemy units when you summon it. Prismal Dust, we've won a run with this one in a very interesting way before. And Excavation Eruption, I don't think I've ever played with. Deal 20 damage to a random enemy unit 3 times. If you slay something, you get 2 of the Ember back. I do kind of like that one. It's a little weird, but I kind of like it. Now, we are starting 20 health down. That was one of the Covenant ranks. That was Covenant rank 9. Covenant rank 10 means that placing units on the top floor can be bad. It applies Ember Drain. So I need to remember that. Anyway, let's see what our champion... Actually, before we go there, let's look at our deck. The Primordium starts with stuff. Interesting. Buffet 3. This unit can be eaten multiple times. Oh. Wait a minute. Our exiled champion is a unit that can be eaten. Oh, how about that? Well... Interesting. It can currently be eaten 3 times. And whoever eats it gets benefit from it. How interesting. The champion gets eaten. The Molting Imp deals 5 damage to enemy units. Excavation Eruption deals 20 damage randomly. Plink is the starting card for the Primordium. Deal 1 damage to a random enemy unit twice. So that really benefits from having spell power. Slay, add a common or uncommon morsel unit to your hand. Okay. So we've got 2 different random targeting spells that give us some benefit on Slay. Interesting. And we've got the Prismal Dust, the Torches, and of course, the Train Stewards. We can start out with 2 artifacts, but let's see what our champion can upgrade. What does an even champion upgrade to? So we can do Buffet 5. That means that it gets eaten more. Stalwart Snack. Or Aggressive Edible means that whoever eats it gains more attack value. So Buffet 5 does not help unless the battle goes for 5 rounds and the unit that eats this one survives those 5 rounds. I guess if it didn't survive, you could have another unit that eats it. Okay. Still, Buffet 5 seems like it would be good later. I don't know what would be the upgrades to this one, because if we upgrade it more, if we do Stalwart Snack number 2, for example, how many rounds are there actually in the future? Interesting. I don't really want the Aggressive Edible. I don't think so. I'm going to choose Stalwart Snack first, but I'm curious what the second version of that is. We'll find out. And let's go here first, because I think we get more choices here. We get 3 choices. Scorching Restraints, I think, is a new one to me. Friendly units enter with Rage 3. That actually works really well with our champion because it has more attack value when it gets eaten. Railhammer. This one might be new to me too. Grant +4 stacks of armor each time it is applied to friendly units. So if we have something that gives armor, it gives +4 armor. And then Split Anvil, when you play a spell, spells in hand that cost less are reduced to 0 for the turn. Ooh, Split Anvil works really well with Excavation Eruption. It doesn't work so well with Prismal Dust, I don't think. I don't know how an X cost spell affects the Split Anvil. I kind of want to take it just to try that out, just to find out how it works. So Railhammer seems like it would be good, but we don't know yet because we don't have any units or spells that add armor. Scorching Restraints I think is good with our champion. Split Anvil is good with one of our starting cards, and it might have some more outsized effects later. I'm going to take Split Anvil. Let's see if we can make that work even stronger than it does right now. Urzel's Horde. Ashes of the Fallen. Summon abilities trigger an additional time. That works for the Molting Imp currently. I guess that would make Imp units better. I think those are the only units I can think of that have summon powers in these two clans. Or friendly units enter with armor 5, which could have been armor 9 if we had taken that other artifact. I do kind of like the Ashes of the Fallen. I don't know if I really want that many Imp units though. How good is Scorched Steel? I don't know if it's that good. I'm going to go for the one that could be better but might end up being worse. Ashes of the Fallen. Let's go. And go into the first battle. So the first battle should be easy, I think. Enemy units enter with armor 10. That makes our spells worse, but let's go for it. We want a unit draft. For one, we want units that can eat our starting unit, other than Train Stewards. Currently, the only thing that can eat this is a Train Steward. So this is guaranteed to defeat one of these, right? Yes. So if we play this, it's guaranteed to defeat one of these, and these are very unlikely to defeat anything. But they would be 0 cost after we play the Excavation Eruption. So I guess that's what we want to do. Let's put the Primordium... I think I want to put it on floor 2 rather than floor 1. Floor 2 gets the Primordium. That is the symbol for buffet. Got it. Then the Excavation Eruption goes around like this. It killed both of them. Wait a minute. Did they have less than 60 health total? I guess so. Alright, and now we've got... Oh, it slayed 2 of them, so we got more energy out of it than we started with. Alright, if only I had something other than my champion to add the damage shield to. Maybe I should keep this because I don't want to add it to the Primordium. Okay, I guess we'll keep it so we don't consume it. We have 2 of them though. Let's keep it though. That was a weird first turn. Alright, here are our Train Stewards. One of the Train Stewards is going to get big by eating our champion several times. The Train Steward is going to die. It looks like the way it's going to die is Train Stewards, or sorry, the Collector is going to die from Train Stewards. I guess what we can do is torch the... No, we can plink the Collector. The Collector only has 1 health. Plink the Collector, that gives an uncommon morsel, or a common or uncommon morsel. There we go. Lifesteal 1, that's not bad. Put a Train Steward in front here, I guess. And then we can fit the Morsel Excavator along there. And then the last one, no reason to put a Train Steward at the bottom, let's put it at the top. Ooh, but the Ember Drain. The Ember Drain is bad. If we put one at the bottom, it just dies. I guess I'm fine with a Train Steward just dying. More than I am fine with taking the Ember Drain. A brief respite. So, the Molting Imp would kill nothing, but it would make it so that the torch could take out these two. I like that. Remember to put it not in the front, because the front unit is the one that eats our champion. So put him there. He does his summon twice. And then we can torch these two. You survive, which means you're probably going to deal damage to the pyre. Now, the final wave, don't feel very great about this one yet. We've got our Prismal Dust, so we can apply Damage Shield to the Train Steward there. Damage Shield seems pretty good. It's definitely worth playing a Molting Imp down here, reducing the Damage Shield by 1. Yeah. Plink doesn't help us because we can't fit a Morsel unit there. And the Forged Disciple gets to go to the top, unfortunately. Okay, well, taking some damage. This is not going as well as I would have hoped. But we took some of them out. We're going to add Damage Shield 2 here. I think that's important. Oh look! How about that? So we learned how this works. Probably because I spent at least more than these spells on it, it made these spells cost 0. Okay. Should we Plink first? Yeah, Plink and then Torch. Because Plink could give us a Morsel unit, which could be good. So this Morsel unit, I would love to play it here, but we can't. Playing it up here would be bad. It would get Ember Drain and it would just die. If we play it down here, we get more Ember next turn, which could be good. So I guess let's play it down here. Do we even get that? No, we don't. No, we actually don't get that Ember. Okay, the Rebel Morsel can go nowhere useful, so we'll put it here. If we put it in front, then we will deal 1 damage to you, and then you'll still heal that 1 damage. That didn't work out very well. At least our Train Steward is getting larger, and it has Damage Shield. But taking 4 damage on the Pyre is not good. And the fact that we're not winning here is also pretty bad. The Excavation Eruption... So this is a Scourge, not a spell. So I don't think our Split Anvil helps with the Scourges. The real question about what I do here is, do I try to win on the floor above? Or do I do Excavation Eruption, take the 3 more damage, but guarantee a victory? I think we do the Excavation Eruption and guarantee a victory. And unfortunately take more damage. Because we can't get rid of the Weight of Contrition. Well, that was actually a pretty bad first battle. We took 7 damage against the Pyre. Ouch. But hopefully the unit draft will make up for it. So, Umbra Assault. Add 2 uncommon or rare morsels to your hand. Also deal 3 damage. The deal 3 damage is nice, although we do have a lot of damage spells currently. Applying Lifesteal 4 and Ember Drain 2, still pretty questionable. And Prismal Dust, we could take even another one. You know, another Prismal Dust is not too bad. It does kind of shore up the long game, but the short game, dealing with the smaller units is still a problem. I do like that the Prismal Dust works so well with the Split Anvil, though. Spells that cost less are reduced to 0. Yeah, the Prismal Dust works really well with the Split Anvil, so let's take one. Another Molting Imp would work well for the Ashes of the Fallen, but otherwise I don't really like them. Hidden Passage can ascend a unit. Ascending a unit. When do I want to do that? If we play our things on floor 2, this could allow us to pick off creatures. But honestly, it's a pretty weird spell. It works really well with some of the potential relics that we get. And it does make it so that we can overfill a train car, which is nice. Alright, I'm going to take it because I want to see it work more than anything else. That's why I'm taking this. I want to see it work. Alright, the Rail Beater is one of the ones that I like. The Demon Fiend is great if we can get the Ember for it. Of all of the clans to play with, it seems like the Umbra is the one that could play the Demon Fiend more reliably than others. How much do I care about the Branded Warrior? I mean, applying 3 rage to all friendly units is kind of nice, but that only works if he slays the thing. He does have a good sacrifice thing, though. On the other hand, we could take the Demon Fiend with the intent of sacrificing it. The only problem is we kind of need a unit now to work with. And the Rail Beater is the unit that works best right now. So, Rail Beater it is. Okay, we can get either an Umbra unit or a Hellhorned unit. I kind of like both of those. The Merchant of Steel is interesting. The Merchant of Magic is always interesting. I think we really need the Merchant of Magic to make these Plinks better, because the Plinks could be very good if they just deal more damage. And I wouldn't mind removing some things too. So let's go Merchant of Magic, which means going toward the Hellhorned banner. There is a Divine Temple here with Spell Chain, the Twin Stone, or the Purge Stone. I kind of like the Purge Stone. It's a way to get rid of cards or pack shards instead of money. Let's see what our unit is. One of the options here is to get a unit that we sacrifice immediately. You know, the Demon Fiend could be sacrificed immediately. However, the Alpha Fiend is not bad. Strike triggers when attacking, so it slowly grows. And slowly growing is kind of what you do with the Umbra. So the Alpha Fiend is good. The Alpha Fiend is the type of thing that I would like to put the Demon Fiend on. Let's take the Alpha Fiend. So now we have 2 units that I want to play. And then Merchant of Magic. Keepstone, upgrade a spell to gain holdover. Are there any things that we'd like to do that on? Not really the Hidden Passage. Consume spells are not eligible. Not really. So we do want the Emberstone, we do want the Surge Stone, we want to reroll so we get more. So reroll costs 50. Yeah, we could reroll, and we could buy all 4 of the things that come up here. So let's do that. So Emberstone, I think it's definitely going to go on the Excavation Eruption. One of the benefits to this is that if we play If we play one of the Prismal Dusts for 3, then the Split Anvil will make that one cost 0. If I understand Split Anvil, that is. And then Surge Stone, I'm very happy with a Plink getting rid of itself, consuming itself, and dealing 21 damage twice is very nice. Reroll. Okay, Power Stone is one of the ones that I wanted. Ember Stone can go on... One of the things we could put it on is Prismal Dust. Let's put it on Prismal Dust. And then Power Stone, it's good on Excavation Eruption and Plink. Particularly the Plink that's not the one that consumes, because then it deals 11 damage to random enemy units twice. I think that's good. We'll plan on taking away the other 2 Plinks, I think. Alright, and I am going to go to the Divine Temple and get a Purge Stone. This is going to get rid of one of the torches for us, because the torches are pretty bad. The targeted spell is nice, but the 2 damage is so insignificant. Spell Chain is pretty bad with the spells that we have, right? I mean, I guess it would be good for Excavation Eruption if you guarantee that you slay the first time. That's not great. Yeah, let's not do the Twin Stone. And move on to the next battle. Barbed Disciples, Spiked Foes. Ooh, well, actually, in a deck that has lots of ways to deal damage with spells, that's not too bad. And honestly, the +4 attack doesn't bother me, and I definitely want those unit drafts. So let's go. With the Aggressive Amulet. Now then, we do have Excavation Eruption. I could put the Rail Beater on the bottom, but I don't really want to go on the bottom because I have a spell that ascends. So I want to go in the middle. Yeah, we want to go in the middle. So if I do Excavation Eruption, we will kill at least 2 of them. The best thing that could happen is we kill 2 that are not the ones, so I hit this one twice. Because then we could use the Plink to get a morsel unit. We'll see what happens. That was explicitly not what I wanted to happen. Okay. Well, maybe next turn a Plink will do something to you, because you're down to 6 health. I don't know. That was the worst outcome. The Collector. We do want to do a Plink on a Collector. The Alpha Fiend is pretty good. We want to ascend the Alpha Fiend. Unfortunately, playing the Alpha Fiend doesn't mean that we could play Prismal Dust and make everything else cost 0. Which is pretty sad. It's sad to the point that I don't think I play the Alpha Fiend this turn. I think we play Prismal Dust and then the rest of the cards. Except for Hidden Passage, because after we play Prismal Dust, the Hidden Passage doesn't do anything. Yeah, so Prismal Dust on you. That makes these cost 0. Then we can Plink up here to defeat the Collector, get our money, get a Rubble Morsel. And the Rubble Morsel can go here, get eaten. And then Torch can take out you because you're the one that's enchanting them with spikes. And that's what we don't want. Also, wait a minute, this sweep is terrible. How are we going to deal with that? Oh no, how are we going to deal with the sweep? The sweep will kill my Primordium. Well, I guess that's a problem for next turn. It is definitely a problem, though. We could ascend the Trusted Priest. Because the Trusted Priest would just die if we ascend it? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, the sweep is the thing that's real bad here. I guess we could apply damage shield to the Primordium. We could even play Train Steward, presumably at the bottom. Do we want the Train Stewards at the bottom? I mean, where else would we put them? Yeah. Guess we put them at the bottom. So Train Steward at the bottom, Train Steward at the bottom. We actually give our Primordium 2 damage shield. And then we get to hit you with a torch and a plink that does a lot of damage, but not enough. Still, only 3 health means that we could defeat that one with just a torch and a plink. We did get a plink. So I think what we want is the Molting Imp at the bottom, deal some damage, and then play the Primordial Dust. Let's start there. And we will put you in front so that you get killed first. So that dealt some damage. Not a whole lot of damage, mind you, but some damage. Then we can play Prismal Dust on you. That makes the other spells free. And then, in order for this one not to hit the pyre, I would have to plink it. Which is somewhat sad. I didn't want to plink that one. I wanted to plink the bottom ones, but let's not have him hit the pyre. This Magma Morsel is excellent, because we do want the Rail Beater to deal more damage. And Torch. Where do we put the Torch? On the Disciple Protector? You are going to deal 23-ish damage. We are drawing a Molting Imp. So actually it's very difficult to decide. Also, you have Sweep. Sweep is awful. Man, Sweep is awful for us. The Umbra really do not like Sweep. As a rule, I think. Okay, now what do? We have an Alpha Fiend that we could put at the top, I guess. You get eaten because you've got a damage shield still. I put 2 damage shield on it, and that ended up being the perfect amount. So we just click end turn and win. Wonderful. Oh, the melee weakness actually really helped there. The Rail Beater applying melee weakness and applying it to its own damage, that's important. So Crucible Extension is fine. It's definitely worse when we have a card that does Ascend. Immortal Trade I still don't want. Do I want Packed Morsels? I don't know. So the question is Crucible Extension or not? The Packed Morsels is fine. If we took the Packed Morsels, we would want more space. And the way that we would get more space is with Crucible Extension. Yeah, it's kind of a weird problem, right? I think that getting more space when you're trying to play lots of morsels is good. It's just, are we trying to play lots of morsels? I don't know yet. I'm going to take the Crucible Extension, because I don't know if I want it, and I might. Welder Helper is pretty nice, especially with the Ashes of the Fallen. The only problem is I want to get rid of the Imp after playing it, and I don't get to do that. Fledgling Imp is pretty good, similar reasoning. The Fledgling Imp is better because it works with our champion. We apply Rage to our champion, and that champion applies that attack value to the unit that eats it. Fledgling Imp, you're the one. So, Steelworker, apply armor 5 to friendly units every turn. and we could have that be... We could sacrifice him and have that be something that happens all the time. I do really like the Morsel Master. The Morsel Maker is pretty good too. The Morsel Maker kind of doesn't work with the Crucible extension because it just takes up all the space that you added. Where is our Crucible extension? We did take that, right? Yeah, we did. It's right there. So I'm considering the Morsel Master or the Steel Worker. Both have great unit essences. The Morsel Master is better if we are trying to do lots of morsels. Steel Worker is pretty decent. I guess let's do the Morsel Master. Morsel Master, come into the deck. You will probably be sacrificed though, just so you know. We can duplicate a card. We could get an artifact. Could get a unit. I think I still want units, so let's go this way. I do like that we also get to duplicate a card. The most unknown first, Concealed Caverns. It's the remains of Armageddon litter the icy landscape. Both Winged and Hellborn lie peacefully in their final resting place of snow. The train finally comes to a halt near fallen soldiers from both sides. Did they really believe in what they were doing? Was either side justified in this fight? But it's all irrelevant now. Survival is the only thing that matters. Besides, the weapons they've left behind may prove to be of some use in the battles ahead. What do you salvage from this ancient fight? Okay, we've never gotten this before. The Most Blessed Sword, Purge and Piercing. So you only get to use it once. Deal 30x damage to enemy units. Pretty nice, except for the fact that it has Purge on it. Thy Holiest Shield, apply 2x damage shield. So it's a double Prismal Dust, except that it has Purge on it. And Petrified Skull, Purge, kill a non-boss unit. Ooh. I think I like the Petrified Skull, for the simple reason that most of these runs I've had one unit that gets by that causes a lot of problems. That's not the boss, and the Petrified Skull could take care of that one unit. It does mean that we're going to keep drawing this until we use it, which is kind of bad, but I'm going to take it. And if we never use it, that's fine too, except for the fact that we draw it all the time. The Umbra Banner, so we could still get a Morsel Maker. Gorge Lifesteal 1. I don't think I care too much about that one. I don't know that I care too much about either of these. The Morsel Maker is fine. Do I want to just skip though? The other option is just to have another unit that is pretty decent. But the unit essences are +10, and lifesteal 5. I mean, the good thing about this one is we could sacrifice the Morsel Master on top of it, and it would be pretty nice because the Gorge effects would essentially happen twice, because we would get multiple morsels. So we'd get multiple lifesteal. That might make this unit really good. Currently, I don't know that it's very good because our deck has 3 Prismal Dusts in it, and that's kind of what you would do instead of lifesteal. I do like the 2020 start though. 2020 is a decent start on a unit. I think let's do it with the idea that we want 2 floors, 2 trains of the car to be good, and that's a good way to make one of the train cars good. Let's think about what we would duplicate. Right now, what would we duplicate? We could duplicate the Petrified Skull, but other than that, not Train Stewards. The Rail Beater is fine. The excavation eruption is maybe very good. Maybe. Maybe we sacrifice a unit first. Upgrade a spell to cost -2. Ooh. Ooh, that's interesting. What if we made Excavation Eruption cost 0? And then duplicated it? It would mean it would never deal more than 60 damage, which gets significantly worse later. I want to try it though. So value stone on the Excavation Eruption. And then we're not going to engage Pact now, at least not yet. And then for the Hell Vent, we are going to duplicate that Excavation Eruption. And we are already at 50 Pact Shards. Alright. Talos the Architect, let's go. So, attacks blindly and gains more protection with each unit she slays, so take her out quickly. Empowering offense, enemy units enter with Rage 2. Well then, we have an Alpha Fiend that we can put in front. That's nice. The Crucible Collector is not bad either. And of course we can Plink. Unfortunately, there are too many things that I want to do. Too many things. The Fledgling Imp could just take out the bottom entirely. But I think what we want is to put the Alpha Fiend up here with the Primordium behind it. And then use Plink to kill 2 of these and get a morsel. That's what I like. So Primordium goes up here, the Alpha Fiend goes in front, and then Plink goes down here, giving us 2 morsels. Now, we're probably only going to play 1 of those. Oh, we could give him Damage Shield 1 with the Morsel Jeweler, or Lifesteal 1. I guess the Lifesteal 1 is pretty good right now because he's going to take damage right now. Oh no, we can't fit them. And if we put them at the... Ah, darn. Well, I guess what I could do is put them at the bottom. Put both of them at the bottom with the one that I want in the back. Okay. There, so you survive, you do kill that guy, and then next turn we might put somebody in front of you. Darn. I need more space. Now then, Excavation Eruption does cost 0, and it would allow it would give us energy, so we would do the Prismal Dust for more. Interesting. Let's start there. Alright, it killed 2. Are you just going to die, or am I going to put somebody in front of you? If I put somebody in front of you, then Talos the Architect would gain armor. Would gain 25 armor if I put only 1 in front. Actually, if I put any in front, you're gaining armor. Don't like that. So maybe what we do is we just make it so that we win on this floor. And we'll use this one. So damage shield 8 right there. We're basically going to win on floor 2 now, almost for certain. Now, what do we do on floor on the bottom floor. We don't want to do anything on the top floor because of the Ember Drain from Covenant rank 10. The bottom floor could have a rail beater. Let's do a rail beater and a Molten Imp and a Train Steward at the bottom. The Train Steward and the Molten Imp will die, which is what I want. So that's what we're doing. So you go in the front. Actually, the Train Steward's probably going to go in the front. The Molten Imp goes in the back. And then we put a Train Steward in front so that this one hits the Train Steward. And then this one kills the Train Steward, so we get less damage on the one that we actually want, the Rail Beater. Unfortunately, both of you are making it to the second floor. I really dislike that. Especially you. Okay, well, that's what we have. Maybe we'll draw one of our spells that actually does damage this turn. Okay, the bottom is in a bad place. Plink can make it better. However, this one is a problem. We could just kill it. This is one of the times where there is one that's making it that I don't know if I can do anything about. Except with the excavation eruption. We'll think about whether we use the petrified skull already. For now, let's Plink at the bottom. Actually, we Crucible Extension first. Crucible Extension first, so that Plink costs 0. So now Plink costs 0, we've killed 2 of those. Only 1 because it randomly hit Talos the Architect. That's not great. We can put a Train Steward in front. At the bottom, does that allow you to survive? I don't know yet. Either way, I want to get rid of that Train Steward, so let's put the Train Steward down there. You don't die. That's actually perfect, because then Talos doesn't get any armor. Talos already has 86 armor. I guess it started with armor. And the Ant Umbra morsel can go in the back, so that you get more health. I really want to ascend this one, by the way. At some point. Now, the question is, do we use our Petrified Skull on this Forged Disciple, which does kill my Primordium this turn. Does kill the Primordium this turn. And it would also do 18 damage to the Pyre. Alright, Petrified Skull. Here's your target. Would have liked to have that one last longer, but I don't think I really wanted that much damage on the Pyre already. Really hate these sweep units, by the way. So the Excavation Eruption can kill several things. I guess we most want it at the bottom. So let's do it at the bottom. Now, we can Plink here to defeat this one and add a morsel unit to our hand. And then we can Plink here. We have a chance to kill both, or maybe it'll hit Talos the Architect twice. Oh, we killed both. Alright, we got morsels this time. So since you have damage shield, the morsels I most want for you are magma morsels. And you will get the other 2. Because we're not in the business of saving morsels. They must be eaten. And torch the boss a couple times. Oh man. Don't like that you're getting... Oh, actually, we have hidden passages this time. So we could put him up. The other option is put the Crucible Collector down here. I guess we can do both of those, actually. The Crucible Collector, if we put it here, it doesn't die. I like that. Yeah. It doesn't die, it'll do some damage. And then we Hidden Passage you, because we really do want you on the next floor up. Oh, our Primordium got eaten, apparently. Or the sweep killed it. No, nobody had sweep up there. It must have been eaten the total number of times. I want... Wait a minute, why are you dying? Is this the Relentless phase? It is the Relentless phase. Oh. That's not what I thought it was. Okay. Very well then. In that case, we are going to play a Molting Imp right here. And then we torch the boss. Oh my, we're doing no damage. But if I put the Train Steward in front, then doesn't Talos get... Oh, Talos doesn't get the Slay trigger anymore. I guess the Slay trigger went away for the Relentless phase? Okay, so the Train Steward in front actually does do something. Does more than 2 damage anyway, which is what the torch does. Can we do 506 damage on this floor, though? Apparently we already are. So, end turn, see it happen. The melee weakness is helping a lot here. Great. Impolate. That might be something I want. Wretch is fine. The Umbra Stone is also in consideration. We don't have a unit that's getting a ton of attack value. The Alpha Fiend, in theory, gets a good amount, but it only gets it when it actually attacks. The Impolate does a lot of damage, and it encourages us to take more imps, which the Ashes of the Fallen also encourages. So the Impolate is definitely an option. I think I'm going to take it. So what are the unit essences here? Not exactly what I wanted. The Morsel Master unit essence is good, but we also already have one of those. Alloyed Construct, I don't think we want that. Yeah. Let's skip these. What do I want here? I do want the draw +1 each turn. That works with the split anvil. The +1 ember per turn also seems pretty good. The Light of Seraph also seems pretty good. I think I'm going to work with my artifacts the most. Make the artifacts work well together, so that's Herzl Compound. But the Light of Seraph may have been a good choice. I really want this Unstable Vortex. Yeah, let's go the Unstable Vortex route. And upgrade the champion. So buffet 8. Do you actually get that, though? Otherwise, we get superfood, so we get more health every time it gets eaten. I guess let's do buffet 8. But I only barely want that. And then Hellhorned Unit. There's another Alpha Fiend. There's the Branded Warrior, which I don't care for that much. I mean, the nice thing about the Branded Warrior is that it actually works pretty well with Damage Shield, because even though it doesn't have much health, if we give it Damage Shield, then it survives anyway. Hard choices. I think I'd rather have the Branded Warrior. and we will take it. Divine Horde. Let's see what's in the Divine Horde. So Blights and Scourges cost 0. That's not bad. The Sinner's Salve. Cleansing Water is fine. We played with that another time. Pyrestone Housing. Ooh. That would encourage us to go to Merchants of Steel more. And I actually want to do that. So Pyrestone Housing. Let's do it. Merchant of Steel. Ho-ho. Frenzy Stone. That's definitely something I want. Let's start there. And the hard part is deciding who we put this on. So does the strike work with the multi-strike? I feel like we learned this another time, and I don't remember what it was. Oh no, I don't remember. But the Alpha Fiend is definitely an option. The Branded Warrior is also definitely an option. The Frenzy Stone works well on the Branded Warrior. And it works well on Railbeater because he applies melee weakness twice. Although one of the times it's his own hit that does it. Let's put this on the Branded Warrior. And then we're going to add the Strength Stone to that Branded Warrior. This Branded Warrior is meant to have damage shield. Upgrade a unit with 25 health. How much do we want that versus just re-rolling? Or purging? I think I want to purge, so let's get the Heartstone. And I'm not going to put it on the Branded Warrior. I might put it on the Crucible Collector. The Alpha Fiend is also an option. The Railbeater is also an option. I think it works best on the Crucible Collector. More health means that the lifesteal does more for you. If it ever has lifesteal, that is. And then let's spend this to purge a card. We are going to purge multiple cards, and they might all be Train Stewards. Yeah, I think they're all going to be Train Stewards. 3 Train Stewards gone from the deck. We do have a lot of units in the deck right now, so that does make sense to remove lots of Train Stewards. Alright. Next battle. Clipped Tormenters. They might be low-level recruits of the Clipped, but they'll overload you with penance if you don't take them out quickly. So the Absolver is the problem there. So Spikes 4... Spikes 4 I don't really like in the deck that we have now. But the random artifact is really nice. The question is, do we win anyway? I think we might win anyway. Is it bad for my Primordium? It is bad for the Primordium. Huh. That's a reason to consider. I think we win anyway. Let's turn it on. So the Primordium is going to be a real problem with all the spikes. Yep, the Primordium is not going to last very long, it seems, in this one. We can ascend a unit. So we could actually put 3 units on the second floor this turn. I like that. The Railbeater in front or the Alpha Fiend in front? We want the Alpha Fiend in front. So the Railbeater... So the Alpha Fiend goes here. No, we don't have the Ember to do what I want. That doesn't actually work yet. Could put the Railbeater at the bottom then. I guess we'll put it at the bottom. It'll be somewhat sad that it doesn't survive very long. The Alpha Fiend goes here, the Primordium goes here, make the Alpha Fiend better for as long as you survive, which might not be long. Depends on what we draw next turn. Okay, so the Crucible extension is here on this turn. The Prismal Dust is also here. We could add a Prismal Dust to the Primordium, which would keep it alive. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Putting the Prismal Dust on you is also really good, but putting the Prismal Dust on this one means that it gets to be eaten more often. And we're probably going to put a Prismal Dust on you later anyway. Do I want to start with the Prismal Dust? Because I am going to play Excavation Eruption here. If I start with the Prismal Dust, I could get enough energy to do the rest of these things no problem. If I start with the Crucible extension, I could put on more damage shield. Most likely. But then I wouldn't be able to get rid of the... No, I still could get rid of the Weight of Contrition. Hard decisions here. Okay. Let's start with Crucible Extension. Crucible Extension goes here. Then we do Impulate on you. Not you? Yeah, Impulate on you. So that makes it... It didn't actually do a whole lot. Let's hope this hits the back 2 units. It did. Alright. You can get to the Pyre. If you got to the Pyre, we would take damage from Thorns at the Pyre. Let's get rid of the Weight of Contrition. Let's play the Crucible Collector because we don't need to add too much damage shield to our Primordium, just some. The Crucible Collector could go down at the bottom. You will take advantage of his melee weakness for right now, and the Prismal Dust, we're going to put that on you for right now. Which means we're okay. We're doing okay. Let's see what happens this turn. Every turn is potentially a problem. That's the other thing about this. Every turn is potentially a problem. We only have 1 more capacity here, so the Branded Warrior can't go there. As much as I would like it to. The Molting Imp could go down here. That would kill this one, which is restoring health to units. And it could take a hit. And it taking a hit means that our Rail Beater survives, I think. So let's do that. The Rail Beater survives now, and then Prismal Dust goes on you. Because that would save you some health. It would save you 17 health. I actually really want those damage shields to do more than that. But here we are. Save some health. And we can actually... We could kill that one with the torch now. Let's do that. Now the real problem is you. You are not taking damage fast enough. And we're getting way too many weights of contrition in the deck. So this Plink is pretty good. This Fledgling Imp is pretty good. We could put it in front up here, and it would give all of these units rage. I like that. think we want the plink at the bottom. You're dying. There's not much I could do against that. There's a couple things I could do, but there's not much. I want you to die, because you keep adding scourges to my deck. Let's do the plink at the bottom. Okay, we got one rubble morsel out of that. That is something. And then I do want the rage here. Let's put you in front so that you die. And then now that one's dying, but that one's not. Why aren't you dying? You kill this one. You hit him. He should be killing you. And then why aren't you killing that one? Oh, it's applying sap 4 when it hits this one. That's why. So sap 4 means how much? Sap 3 is -6, so sap 4 is -8. So actually if we play the torch on this one, the absolver dies. Got it. Alright. Now, the rubble morsel is going to go down here so that you get something. You get a little bit. And we gain Ember for next turn. The Weight of Contrition does hit us. I don't like that. This one hits us, which is real bad. The fact that we couldn't do anything about this Clipped Guardian this turn, real bad. We're going to take a lot of damage on our Pyre. I am starting to be very concerned about how much damage we're taking on the Pyre. Oh my gosh, the Pyre's at 4. Oh no. That's real bad. Alright, well we're at the end of this, but the fact that our Pyre is at 4 health is the lowest health it's ever been without dying. I guess we do Excavation Eruption first. And then what? Plink adds morsels. Probably should have started with Plink. Yeah, oh well. We got a morsel. You gain lifesteal if we give you a morsel. That seems pretty good. Gain lifesteal. The Molting Imp we could play this turn. Is that a good thing to do? If we play the Molting Imp, we might not have space for other things. We would still have 2 space, though. Yeah, let's put it in front so that it takes the hit next turn. Alright, well, I don't know if we're winning this one. We probably are, because we're dealing a fair amount of damage. The Excavation Eruption is quite good. The Crucible Extension is pretty good, too. Crucible Extension means that we can extend this one. And then we can play the Excavation Eruption, hope that it kills the back 2. It did. Great. And that means that we have lots of other things that we can play. Impalate does 45. The Rage Multi-Strike is pretty decent except for the spikes. It has spikes, so you just die, apparently. But you get your 40 damage in before you die. Or we could put you here. Is that better? Because you're going to deal your 40 damage either way. And Plink no longer gets us morsels, so the Morsel Master is pretty bad. The Train Steward is pretty bad. I want as much Ember as possible next turn for Prismal Dust. So maybe what we do is we put the Branded Warrior in front up here. Because then it does as much as it can, and then dies. Okay. And then down here we put the Morsel Master so that it can deal some more damage. The Train Steward is pretty bad. Morsel Master can go here so that you get more hits in. There we go. 94 damage. We're not going to play the Train Steward. Don't want to play it at the top because of the Ember Drain. So, do 94 damage to the boss at the bottom. And then worry that we might die right here. Alright, we got our Prismal Dust. Which one do we put Prismal Dust on? It will apply 3 damage shield. Any reason not to put that on the front one? Because the front one is doing a ton of damage. And that's really where we want the damage shield to be, overall. Yeah. Front one gets the damage shield. Now we're doing 259, which is really not enough. Like, really not enough. I don't quite know how to express how unfortunate that is. I think we're dying right here. Is there any way for me to change that? I do have Hidden Passage, which can ascend a unit. We could ascend this one, but then it's not dealing damage while this one's taking the hits, which doesn't seem valuable. Okay. Torch, Clink, Clink. And then the only thing that we have in our deck that we know is Weight of Contrition. Oh no, I think we're dying right here. Because 121 damage, we can't really do. The Weight of Contrition doesn't kill us. We can ignore that. This only does 60 damage. That's not enough. So we die right here because we play Crucible Extension. We play Plink. Excavation Eruption, another Plink. And we're 40 damage away from winning. Which means there's probably something that I did wrong in this battle that would have made this work. But I don't know what it was. But we die right here. Very sad. Second attempt on Covenant rank 10, and I've lost. Both times. The Hellhorned leveled up. We get Imp in a Box. Consume, add 2 random Imp units to your hand. Alright, I kinda like that. Resonant Shard. Rage adds an additional +1 attack per stack. That seems pretty good too. Okay, well, that one was one of my worst runs. We lost very early in the run on Covenant rank 10. Hopefully next time we can get back to actually winning a bunch of runs in a row. This time, Covenant rank 10, the addition of Ember Drain 1 onto the top floor did really affect me. Even though that never happened, it didn't happen because I didn't play units that I would have played at the top in fear of the Ember Drain, which could have been my downfall, actually. That could have been the thing that caused me to die. Anyway, we'll be back next time. I think I still have at least one champion that I've never played with. I definitely have at least one. So we're going to be playing as a new champion again next time, and hopefully we win. The Hellhorned level up to 8 this run. No new Mastered or Divinity Mastered cards since this was a loss. For enemies, I killed 1 handful of Absolvers this run, and their Scourges were quite bad for me this time. The Conduit Redirector stands in for all enemies that had spikes. Enemies with spikes on were particularly bad for me this run, including the ones I caused to have spikes by turning on the Retribution Combat Trial. On the left, the Rail Beater makes it to the 10 battle threshold, and the melee weakness that he provided was rather important for defeating 2 of the bosses I did defeat. Excavation Eruption was one of my random starting cards, and this was the first time I played with it. I liked it enough that I upgraded it twice and duplicated it. That Excavation Eruption went well with the Split Anvil, as well as my X-Cost cards, allowing me to play more spells each turn than I strictly had Ember to cast. The Ashes of the Fallen, also the first time I took this relic, had real potential, and I was able to see the glimmer of that potential this run. I hope to make good use of it with imps in the future. I do have a detailed tracking sheet, link in the video description, new episodes every Saturday, even though this one was not a Saturday, and thanks for watching.